Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be showing off what my concept of Captain Marvel in Marvel's Avengers would look like. So a little while ago I did a poll on Instagram asking if you guys would like to see option A, who will come later on, however I will not reveal it for those of you that missed the poll. Sorry, but I should have checked out the Instagram. Or option B, which is the winner by 87% to 13%, which is Captain Marvel. So as you can see, I have three different categories we're going to go over. Category A, B, and C. So category A is basic abilities, or essentially what you get for unlocking the character. So like Kate Bishop, when you got her, she already could teleport in some ways. She already had, I think, the 3 different arrows. I don't know if she had them unlocked immediately. I know Iron Man didn't, but I think Kate Bishop had all types of her arrows unlocked day 1. You just had to level them up throughout the hero card. Not the hero card, the skill tree. So that's basic abilities. Heroics, of course, the Assault Heroic, Support Heroic, and Ultimate Heroic. And then the storyline, or how I think Captain Marvel could fit in to the Marvel's Avengers universe. So let's go ahead and start off with basic abilities. So when I look at Captain Marvel, so I'm just going to do BA for basic abilities, right there. I don't like that line. 1 second, let me just fix that. There we go. Basic abilities. So the first thing, she should definitely be a flying character. So in my mind, when I picture Captain Marvel, I think of her flying, and in Endgame, when she takes down the ship by herself, that is a really good way of looking at how powerful I think she can become. So flying is a must, in my opinion, because it's Captain Marvel. So flying is day 1. Immediately, she'll be the 3rd flying character in this game. Another one will be ranged attacks. Now I know what you're saying. Ranged, I think that's how you spell it. I know my spelling isn't always the best, but ranged blasts. There we go. Blast. Now, I know what you're saying. That doesn't every character have a range attack? Isn't that like part of the game, balancing it out? And they do, but not everyone has a good one. For example, when you look at the range attacks, the only character that has a bad range attack, well, I think 2 of them technically, would be Hulk and Kamala. And that's because they're not built to have range attacks. Kamala's is whatever, but hers has a limit on how far it can hit, which can be somewhat bad. It's not terrible, but I know that sometimes it does limit you, like if you're trying to hit a target to unlock a chest facility. If you are just out of range, you're going to need to rethink about how you're going to do it. But Hulk's is just bad. Like, it's just not good. So I think she will have a good one, and it's range blast. So I imagine it to work like rockets. So think of Iron Man's rockets, how... Here, let me just sketch it out. So this is Captain Marvel, right here. That's her. And the enemy is over here. So this is the enemy. Her range attack will hit the enemy. So let's use a different color. Let's say it hits the enemy, and then it'll have an explosion radius. And that will be how it works, similar to rockets by Iron Man. And you'll know how rockets work if you saw my latest Avengers, well, not the latest, my first Avengers video. So that's her basic ranged ability. And then I think that she should have an overcharge ability. Because some heroes have it, but I don't think that they all do stuff. Like, I don't think Iron Man has one. I don't think Kamala really has one. So I think she'll have an overcharge ability, which will mean that her range attacks deal even higher damage. So overcharge will just give a boost. I think that is how it should work, in my opinion. So when overcharged, it'll give a boost to all of her attacks. Now, oh no, my pencil's dying. Okay, well, looks like this video is about to pick up the pace. Something that I forgot to mention is that her range attacks, they will take up intrinsic. So they do drain intrinsic. and if overcharged, they will not until damage has been taken by the player. So that is how I think that her basic abilities would work. So I'm going to erase this slide. Well, not this slide. I'm going to erase this section in a second. So take a screenshot if you want to, or just soak this in for the next 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Let's go ahead and erase so that we can move on to the next section of the video. And that's going to be her heroics. So let's just write down heroics. There we go. So let's start off with her assault heroic. And this one will be called the energy blast. So her range attacks are like one, but they're not an actual energy blast. So let me just explain. The way I see it working is she'll do kind of like the Widow's Bite stance, but the God Blast attack. So think of Thor's, how it kind of hits an enemy and has a radius. It'll do that, and maybe it can have, I see it having 3 options. So 3 upgrade paths. So 3 charges for 1. That's the most basic one. Cairo damage involved. Could be butchering that name. I'm sorry if I do. And then explosion radius. So explosion radius. And that's how I think it could go. So again, I know my handwriting's kind of bad, but 3 charges, Cairo damage, or an explosion radius. Those are 3 options on how you want it to work. And I think that that's a pretty good way of balancing it out. Her support heroic will be slightly different. So the way I can best explain it is by taking a look at Captain America's Brooklyn Brawler. If you look at his Brooklyn Brawler ability, boil it down, he gains full health, and then for each bit of damage he deals, he gains a bit of health back. Captain Marvel's is like that, but boiled down. So this is going to be called the Kree healing. So Kree healing, because she was believed to be Kree. So Kree healing. So it will, when you use it, you don't gain back all your health, but for the next 5 seconds, you will be able to gain health for the amount of damage you do. So a portion of the damage you do will be taken back as health. I don't have upgrade paths yet, so maybe if I think of those, I'll add them on like an Instagram post, but for now, they are unavailable. And then, I kind of used up all my space here, so we're just gonna move up here. Okay, you know, we'll just, alright, take a look at these, because I'm going to erase it, and then 3, 2, 1, boom. Alright. So let me just talk quickly about her ultimate heroic, because this is a pretty good one in my opinion. So, her ultimate heroic, or abbreviated as So, this one will be called the, I'm going to call it the energy eruption. The names can change, I just like the abilities, just keep that in mind. So, the energy eruption. Now, the way I see this working is immediately overcharged. Let me just get a bullet point list. So, overcharged immediately, meaning she will have unlimited range attacks. Her ranged attacks turn into mini energy blast, or like a smaller version of the assault heroic. Now I know earlier I said her range attack was an energy blast, but that was in the sense of it deals explosion. This one will deal, like if you have your main energy blast dealing 10,000, this one will deal 5,000. So it'll be pretty insane. And then she will glow, and the glow part doesn't really matter, but glowing or more melee damage. And then this will last for a total of 25 to 30 seconds. I don't know which one would be best. The developers have to pick that. I don't make the game, I don't code the game, so I don't know if any of this would work, but here's her ultimate heroic. So if you want to take note of this, there it is. And I'm going to switch over to storyline in 1 second. So 3, 2, and 1. Alright, let's move over to the storyline part of things. And just explain how I would work into bringing Captain Marvel into the universe. So let's write down story and get started. Now, luckily, a Kree invasion was already hinted at the end of the Taking Aim DLC. So that is a really good step in the right direction for the game. So Kree invasion. Maestro. I don't know how you spell it. I think it's Maestro. Could threat. So what I mean by that vague statement is Maestro could, with the Kree coming, Maestro could pose a threat to the Kree nation, and since Captain Marvel, or I'm just going to refer to her as Carol, because that's her name, Carol Danvers, but since Carol believes she is Kree, she could come in and fight Maestro with the Avengers, not knowing that she's really fighting for the right reasons, if that makes sense. So she'll fight Maestro to save the Kree, and will realize that the Kree are holding her back, and then Carol will join the Avengers as the 9th character in the game. So that's how the story would work, and maybe, just maybe, Miss Marvel. So just Miss Marvel. Maybe Miss Marvel could contact her. So like maybe when Maestro's coming and maybe they're gonna lose, Miss Marvel can say like something along the lines of, I know it's a long shot, but maybe Captain Marvel could come save us, and then she'll come down in her greatness and destroy everything to save the Kree. So that is just a vague idea of what would happen. I think that this character, so we're actually going to make a 4th category here right now, but I think this character would be all strategies. Geez, I don't know if I spelled strategies right, but essentially like, well, not strategies, it's all play styles. There we go. All play styles. So Captain Marvel will be a character where you can build her to be however you feel most comfortable with. So some characters like Hulk, you can't really build Hulk to be ranged. He's not meant for that. Same thing with, well, I would say Kate Bishop, but she's actually a really good melee character. But same thing kind of with Iron Man. At the end of the day, his range is always going to be better than his melee, because he was built as a ranged character. But I think Captain Marvel could fit really as anything. I think that she will move, like speed-wise, similar to Black Widow, but with flying instead of the grapple and the longer jumps. I think that Captain Marvel is very athletic and will be able to move really fast, probably faster than Iron Man flying at base form, maybe slightly slower than Iron Man when you hold X to advance, and then definitely faster than Captain America when running. I mean, it's not hard to beat right now. Captain America has like a really bad speed in game, but I think definitely a good range of movement. And then I think the last thing that she'll be is probably, I'd say probably tanky, where she'll probably be able to boost her health stat very high, or her defense stat very high, very easily. But I think that's going to wrap it up for today's video. So if you liked this type of video, please subscribe, because I'm going to be trying to do more of this type of videos. So if you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe, because we are currently growing and I'd like to keep that going. Don't want to go in the opposite direction. Definitely check out Marvel's Avengers. So check out Marvel's Avengers. I'll have a link in the description to the game itself. And leave your suggestions for more heroes. Now, this next hero I'm going to be doing is going to be... I'm not going to reveal it yet because it was on the poll. So for anyone who hasn't seen the poll yet, or who didn't see the poll, I want it to be a surprise. But for those of you that did vote, you know who the other option was. You know who it's going to be. But if you like this type of video, let me know, because I've never really done a concept video. And as you can tell, I'm probably not the most professional doing it in Procreate, which is a drawing app. But hey, it worked. It was actually really nice to do it in this app. Not sponsored, by the way, but it was really nice to do it in this app because I was able to just write down. It's kind of like a Khan Academy video for Marvel's Avengers. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you for checking it out. Let me know if you like this type of content / this type of video style. And I'll see you all in the next video. Yeah, that's the outro.